do? You wouldn't hit a guy with glasses. Oh, hey, everybody.
What you gonna do with all the... Hey, everybody, we're live with our good viewers. Filling up Cody, Jim, Laura. Hey, y'all.
I gotta say, I was actually about to share Jim's article the other day, and then it was interesting that you did, Jeff. So, it
was a good article.
Yeah, great minds.
Yeah,
share articles from JVB.
Yeah, I enjoyed the article.
It was fun. It was like immersive. Yeah. I wonder what he's gonna pick.
We needed the video to go with it, though.
Yeah. Hi, Laura.
Hey, Laura.
Hey, Jeff McKinney.
Hey, Jeff.
To Jim, I've got some Law's single malt whiskey as a side piece tonight.
I got like 2 fingers left of that new Riff bottle. I need to finish that bottle off. So. I don't like those really tall bottles.
I think that bottle.
Oh yeah,
the bomb.
The Olympia vodka as well. They're cool bottles. I just don't like them when they're like.
Well, because you have them up in your liquor cabinet way over here, and you poke it, and then it ding, and then falls over, and then it's just this crazy domino situation. And once shit gets like 2 levels back in the liquor cabinet, you're never drinking that again.
That's just backdrop at that point.
Yeah. Wallpaper.
Yeah.
Oban 14. That's
Jim's
a good
rolling
one.
Big.
Oban 10.
Yeah. Total wine challenge. That's the one, Jim. Let's see.
Oban Tanzan Yoni Seawan.
Speaking of Oban and Obi-Wan Kenobi, did you see that video I sent you guys about the Jawa playing Eruption?
I did not, but I have seen, and I'm assuming it's the same like Star Wars heavy metal cover band.
No,
like one of the guys like a fucking Crimson Trooper. Like it's awesome.
Oh, Brad's here. He's drinking Hop Slam. Shit, that's what I was gonna drink tonight. He sent me beer a while back, and I still have one. It's this big peanut butter chocolate
monstrosity
out that he says was more of a dessert beer. I was gonna drink it on the show since it's like 8 degrees outside right now.
Yeah, we got some snow last night.
I opened up. I've shoveled 3 times, I think, already.
Oh shit!
Oh, dude, we've got flash flood advisory, which I'm not very concerned of where I'm situated. But the big thing I'm thinking about is in the Santa Cruz Mountains, there's a lot of scarring from the fires and mudslides. I know plenty. Just growing up there, I know people over the years who their house all of a sudden was, a couple 100 feet down the hill.
Yeah. We've had them bad out here after the years of fires. It's 24 would get shut down a lot because cars are just rolling down.
I mean, you can see the washouts going up the pass. It's just like,
Stay safe, everybody.
The Fat Bear, yes. So Aaron's joining us as well. Everybody, all right. I think we got everybody here watching. It's still Robbie Burns Day.
Hey, Aaron.
Haggis for everybody.
Where's Rhett? Too much haggis last night?
Yeah, too much haggis last night. All right, let's see. Are you guys all set?
Yep.
I am always ready. I have been ready since first call. Roll.
At the sound of the tone, the official "We Like Drinking" time will be 5 o'clock. Commence consumption.
314 of the We Like Drinking podcast, we'll be discussing Budweiser bowing out of the Super Bowl, delivery robots, and we're taking your questions. So crack open that beer, uncork that wine, and let's get drinking! Oh my goodness. You know what's crazy? This is what, 314 episodes? I still love the intro. I still pump for the music every single time.
I love this music so much. And I was so bummed out the day that I was watching like some random dude's YouTube video, and at the very end when he clicked the end, I heard our theme song going, and I'm like, it's a free song. Darn it. So yeah, by the way, if anybody ever finds that YouTube channel and then they at me with the correct one, the YouTube channel that plays our theme song at the end of every episode, I will make Jeff Eccles send you a We Like Drinking sticker. And don't forget to find us on social media, on the Instagram where We Like Drinking, on Twitter where We Like Drinking 1. And don't forget to join our private Facebook group known as The Tavern by visiting https://welikeDrinking.com/tavern.
So silky smooth. Hashtag smooth, Jeff Solomon.
I could never be a guest on CNN. I just start reading what was on the bottom of the screen out loud.
Let me get rid of it so it doesn't mess you up.
That hill on South Carefree during snowstorms.
Oh my God.
It's like a kid took like all his toy matchboxes and just threw them onto the road because the cars are in every direction. It's just insane.
And then the people that are out trying to stop cars from hitting other cars.
No, I mean, what are you doing? Run the other way. That's like Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Run the other way.
Gentlemen, our audio only listeners are hearing you guys going on this odd tangent, and they're like, I have no idea what they're talking about.
Yeah.
So let me say cheers, my podcast drinking friends, and welcome to Happy Hour 314 of your favorite award-winning topical beer and wine education podcast focusing on fun.
Fun. We have that.
Make sure you never miss another episode of our brand of drinking fun by visiting welikeDrinking.com/subscribe.
Subscribe.
All right. You've heard us talking. You've heard us rambling.
I never got the point before. That was wow. Video only joke. Eccles pointed at me like, your turn.
I mean, it was for the people watching. The people listening would have had no idea it was happening unless you said something.
Yeah. By the way, if you did want to get all of our visual jokes, please listen to us. Please watch us. Every Tuesday night live around 7:30-ish Pacific at welikedrinking.com/show, or just, on YouTube, subscribe to We Like Drinking, flick the bell and have some fun.
Show.
Fun.
You've heard us talking. You've heard us rambling about random things. Let's find out. Let's put voices to the names. What? Names to the voices. We're joined by our usual panel members. We have our California Sustainable Wine Growing Ambassador and recovering wine blogger, Jeff Solomon.
Hey, everybody. How are you?
Our commercial brewer and snake wrangler, John Ruyak.
Good evening, folks.
And I am your host and certified specialist of wine, Jeff Eccles. No guest this week. No theme this week.
Well, the theme is going to be chaos, right? I mean, basically the idea, right?
Just remove the rails. Just like remove the rails, and let's just do this. Before we get to the actual chaos, though, let's get the learning part of it out of the way with a bit we like to call
wine, beer, spirit, or pop culture reference. This is where I am going to give the panel a term, and they have to let me know. Is this a wine term, a beer term, a spirit term, or some sort of pop culture reference. Of course, everybody watching live in the chat, as you ought to do every Tuesday night around 7:30-ish Pacific. We want to hear your answers as well. The term this week is horizon. Is horizon a wine term, a beer term, a spirit term, or some sort of pop culture reference? Jeff Eccles.
Oh, there's so many different ways we can go with horizon. I'm trying to think of the time. Is there some kind of football thing Jeff might go with? I don't think so. There's space terms I think that are good for horizon. I think there's deep sea terms that are good for horizon. There's all kinds of things that are going to go there. I'm going to go really off the wall though, and I'm
the cell phone service provider.
Don't talk
over the horizon. You can't get a signal.
So I am going to say that this is a pop culture reference. And I am going to say that Jeff Solomon got into an argument with a flat earther, and his winning answer, how he finally thwarted them, was he talked about watching the horizon in the sea or an ocean and how boats will dip beyond the horizon. And that, goddamn it, is how you know the earth is not flat. So
Wow.
Jeff took a random argument and brought it to the show.
I love that idea for a pop culture reference. I will say this. It's never an argument when you're talking to a flat earther. They're just wrong. Like, there's not another side to that story, y'all. I apologize. If you're a flat earther, I apologize. Also, I would love for you to join my multi-level marketing team.
I've got some dishwashing detergent I'd like to sell you.
Certainly.
But also,
can I interest you in some shakes?
Make sure you also share the show with all your flat earther friends. I'm sure we can get a conspiracy.
Well, for every time you share the show, that's money in your pocket. We provide value, you see. John Ruyak. By the way, we never talked about what we're drinking tonight. I assume we'll do that afterwards.
We'll get that afterwards.
John Ruyak, horizon.
I just want to take Eccles' thing just a little bit further. I know you had that argument with the flat earther about the horizon, but what I think really happened was you walked all the way out to the edge of the planet, and that person just pissed you off so much you just kicked them off the edge and they're gone.
It was like a Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader thing. I chopped their hand off and just a boot to the face.
Yeah, just kick them off the planet. They're, we're off.
Bye. I guess you were right.
So
bye.
I'm actually going to say that horizon is a beer term because I used horizon hops today while brewing. Horizon is very floral hop, small acreage. You cannot contract it. You always have to buy it on the spot market.
Yeah. Horizon is, in fact, a beer term. Specifically, it is a hop. It's a dual-purpose hop, which I only choose dual-purpose hops. I chose this because I was just wondering earlier today, what hop varieties do they use in Lagunitas IPA? And the fact of the matter is, they use a blend of no less than 46 hops. However, Horizon is definitely one of them.
Interesting. It's
basically any hop variety you could name is probably one of them.
It's not a well-known hop, and it is. I used it today. It is one of the few hops that Dan won't let me say which beer it goes in.
Ooh.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
that's a fun fact.
That's
nice.
A fun fact.
Horizon.
Horizon.
Well done. A lot of the viewers were saying that it was a wine term related to soil layers or soul layers in Lori's case.
Yeah, you're all wrong. Sorry. It's like talking to a flat earther. Okay, this is not enough. We'll just, I'll just.
So, so I did mix things up a little bit this week because I just really wanted to give us a little bit more drinking time before we started talking about what we were drinking. That's really all we wanted to do here. So
I feel you. I hope you don't mind if I maybe lead off with what I'm drinking because it relates to.
Yeah, I mean, it's your show, so may as well.
Yeah, you know, this is what I do. He's got this whole like show sheet. We're supposed to follow the script. I just throw that shit off all the time. So I was thinking specifically about Lagunitas hops because I'm drinking Lagunitas Hop Refresher, 0 alcohol alternative. It's this is not the one with the weed in it, everybody. But I have it on good authority that it tastes like the one with the weed in it, which is made by Absolute Extracts, who does a fine sun-grown cannabis. But this right here is, it's the Lagunitas Hop Refresher, 0 calorie. It's honestly just something that's kind of nice. I did not do a dry January. However, I am in the middle of a weight loss competition, which ends this Sunday with 2 other people on the show. I feel like I'm going to take this one because I make appropriate choices. And when I'm done with this, I'll have the Lagunitas IPNA, which stands for non-alcoholic. So
how is that?
Me.
How is
kudos to Lagunitas for bringing the thunder with some non-alcoholic beers that don't taste awful. This actually, again, doesn't taste like beer, but it's super delicious. Like people who are into like craft sodas, I would assume, would like this. It's like a savory soda, like based around like hop profiles.
All right.
It's very tasty.
Excellent. John, what are you drinking tonight? But please tell me you've got some alcohol.
I do. So there's not. So I don't even remember what I was walking around. Oh, it's when I picked up that shitty bottle of Moscato, and I was walking around Total Wines, and I was just going through the beer aisle and wondering if I'd see anything interesting, and I did. I saw this Lump of Coal Dark Holiday Stout. Now, this is brewed in England by Ridgway Brewing. I don't have any info on the bottle, or it might be covered up with this other sticker. But I did want to read to you the back label. I shared it with these guys when I bought it, but this is what the black label says.
A lump of coal.
Lump of Coal Dark Holiday Stout. Much more
Can
than
you read it like Dick Van Dyke?
Or like an Ebenezer Scrooge.
Coke night.
What, from Mary Poppins? No, I can't. Okay, so this is much, much more than you deserve for Christmas this year. Yet another bummed out holiday? Lump of Coal Dark Holiday Stout is liquid consolation. It's a deep, rich, sweetly rewarding stout to take the edge off that grim family gathering, that cheerless annual festival of alienation. This brew is as dark as it gets, as black as the lump of coal you'll be getting for Christmas, because let's face it, you've been pretty bad this year.
I think that's wonderful. That's great. That's a lump of coal you do want in your stocking.
And you know what? I have no information on this beer. I can't find out what the alcohol in is. I'm gonna say it's somewhere in the 6.5 to 7 range, but it doesn't. For some reason, English beer. Well, they make them this way because the English are very cheap bastards. They want to make sure their glass is full. You never get a head on your beer when you buy an English beer.
Right.
Never. I mean, come on. But I mean, it's okay. It's not, notes of chocolate, dark roasty stuff. Not very hoppy. It's not warm. You can't really taste the alcohol in it, which, based on the malt profile, I'm going to guess it's around 6.5 or 7% tops. It's okay. I'm glad I bought it. I won't buy it again.
It's interesting because, I think about craft beer as freely playing around with like novelty in naming, in labeling, and everything. But every once in a while, don't you feel like you pick up a craft beer and novelty is all they got? Like, it's almost so much novelty that you're like, what is this?
I wouldn't say that. It's just not poorly made. I just don't care. I don't care for it. Like I said, I'm glad I bought it. I'm glad I'm tasting it. I just won't get it again. It's okay. It's just not special.
And
on Untapped, it says it's 7.5 ABV.
It just reminds me of that bottle of wine that I got. Eccles, you might remember this. I got 2 bottles of wine that were called Jammy, and the label actually looked like jam jars. Bad move. Don't do it.
Oh, is that that strawberry pie thing we had like 2 years ago?
That one, I did think I was getting punked on that one. So weird.
John, that's an English beer, right?
It is. It's from Ridgeway Brewing in Oxfordshire. And who knows? I mean, maybe the travel did something to the flavor. Who knows? I don't want to cast any aspersions on it. It seems like it's well made. I just won't buy it again. That's all.
I got in the Wayback Machine and went back to March of last year, episode 271, I think, because I got some snow I'm dealing with here in Colorado. So I broke out these 2 dudes having a pistol battle with their dueling pistol.
Yeah, there you go.
Wine. This is.
I did see you knocked back the first glass already.
I've already knocked back the second glass as well. This is a Petite Syrah Cabernet 50/50 blend, 2016, 14% ABV. This is a tasty.
I remember liking that bottle a lot.
Yeah, and similar, to your point, John, this is one of those. This isn't blowing my mind or anything, but it's gulpable. It's so just good
at 14%.
Yeah, and I will just again and again I'll say, at $12.99 a pop, I think it would have made JVB's recent article.
Yeah, right? I don't think this one's $12.99 a pop though.
I know it was actually much more expensive than that,
but still very, very happy. It puts a smile on my face to drink this.
At these prices, I could buy a 2018 Chateau Mouton Rothschild.
Oh, you mean the best beer of 2021?
Only $600 a month.
Just as a kind of a side note, I looked up Lump of Coal in Untapped and I entered it and I got 4 badges with my check-in.
Was one of them, I can't believe you bought this?
I can't believe you bought this level 175.
Speaking of absolutely delicious wine, folks, if you haven't heard, we have an amazing partnership going on with our good friend Lori over at Dracaena Wines. It works out really easy. You visit dracaenawines.com. You purchase some of their award-winning Cabernet Franc, Rosé, soon to be Chenin. You put in WLD at checkout and you get 5% off your order. Pretty cool, right? Additionally, the We Like Drinking show gets 5% of the order. So really it's like you're getting 10% off. We're just getting half of it. Is really what's happening. So, check out WeLikeDrinking.com/wine. That's right. We gave Lori the entire /wine from our website. We just redirected right to her site. Go to checkout, WLD. You get 5% off. We get 5%. You also get some delicious freaking wine, guys. I don't know if you agree with me on that one.
Oh, I agree.
Oh, yes, I do.
Wow, yeah.
And yeah, there you go. There you have it. Check it out. We would really appreciate it. Lori would really appreciate it, and your taste buds will definitely appreciate it. Anything else on that, guys? Or just
Yeah, do everybody a favor. Yourself, Lori, us. It's a win-win-win.
Win-win-win. There we go. Okay. So now we're getting to the meat of the show.
We are?
Before we get to the booze news, though,
okay.
we've got a new little bit here. I'm gonna play. What am I gonna play? I'm gonna play a random song for this one. Do I have anything? Let's do.
Oh, I know.
Vaccinate your children.
That's right. Vaccinate your children.
I'll take that out. Hold on, I just had to drop that one for the for the viewers. Yeah, okay. So we got this little bit. We've never done this one before, and we're gonna call it Questions from the Internet. So this isn't specifically a question that was directed towards We Like Drinking. This was another question that I was brought into, and I was like, holy, we got to get this question on the show. So I didn't
steal questions from the internet, so you don't have to.
I didn't tell the person I was stealing it or anything like that. They'll never hear this. So feel free to say whatever comes on mind. Here we go. How can a person buy wines from strangers securely? Let's say I see someone on Facebook that wants to sell Petrus. Do I just send them $3,000 by bank transfer? Or is there a better way? Okay.
Unless, so I think the first part is, if you're buying wine from a stranger, make sure the stranger is inside of a wine shop and the wine is in your hand while you pay them. Now, if you're talking about buying wine directly from somebody through other channels, well, okay, look, the real deal is, we can't advise that you would do that because that would be illegal unless they had a license to do so. Or if it was, here's the tagline. If it was specifically a bottle sold as a collector's item, not for the wine inside, but the bottle itself. So you have to sign a certificate of authenticity that says that you're never going to drink it. But the real deal is, I wouldn't buy wine from some rando on Facebook. Now, look, if let's say a person that I kind of know a little bit, like a JVB type, happen to be like, hey, I've got this awesome bottle in my cellar and I don't have enough room, anybody want it, and I had a little side, conversation with them and there was money exchanged through friends. That's a PayPal situation or it's a cash situation, but like, don't send some rando on the internet your money.
Hey, Solomon.
Unless you go to welikedrinking.com/wine and get yourself some Dracaena wines. And then after you buy it, you'll know Lori.
We might actually get $7 or $8. I mean, seriously, though, no. But, Solomon, what kind of wine collection did you have that you're actually rotating out a bottle of Petrus? I mean, wow.
That's the other thing. Go to an auction and then realize that you can't afford it.
Yeah.
Go to a fucking wine shop, like a collector wine shop.
Like,
it's not like Petrus isn't available. Just don't buy it from some rando. You know what? Like, don't.
Craigslist is not the best place to go buy wine. Just even if it's $2 chuck, I wouldn't go buy it from somebody on.
Dude, honestly, even if you're the person selling, like, ugh, it's just face-to-face transactions of money with strangers. Like, no.
Yeah.
So I showed this question to Sharon, and I'm like, she goes, Petrus. I said it's first growth French, and they only have like what 12 acres of grapes. Is that the deal? Something like that. That's basically the vineyard is the size of all the backyards on our street from the beginning to the end. Our street is about 3/8 of a mile long. If you just added up everybody's backyards and filled it all in with grapes, that's about 11 or 12 acres. My suggestion is that if you have enough money to buy a bottle of Petrus, just fucking fly to France and go to Petrus and buy directly from them. How much? You get a nice trip out of it. You're pretty certain you're going to get the right wine, right?
Yeah. It just don't. Especially if it's something that's like you're buying like a big ass bottle of wine, and I don't. It's the same size as all the other ones, but I'm talking about like a significant chunk of mine. Like, don't. Just
yeah,
don't,
and if it, I just say don't in any way, shape, or form do anything like this. Really, maybe if that they're like in your town and you can like meet at a wine shop where somebody can kind of say this at least kind of looks legit, but to just transfer somebody $3,000 and say, okay, here's my address for you to send that bottle of wine to, like, even if you get a bottle of Petrus is probably going to be misspelled on the label, honestly.
What if it turns out that it's just the Flemish sour beer Petrus?
True enough, and it comes in a really small bottle, right? Man, do I say this or not? I just sent out my last bottle of Petrus that I've been saving and storing in my garage in Albuquerque for the last 8 years. Right?
Yeah, that is a really good point. Even if it is legit, you have no idea how it was stored or anything like that. As our chat is saying it, we're saying it. There's way more reputable ways to make your wine purchases than from,
And this is all a learning process. My brother lives in Falls Church, Virginia, and he's moved since, but his neighbor across the street was in a wine buying club, and he was in the habit of getting a case of wine that had collector bottles in it at like $10,000 a pop. And I'm just, and all the things we've learned in the last couple of years about counterfeit wines and stuff, I'm guessing less than a third of the stuff he got was legitimate.
Yeah. Dan says it was probably a sewage treatment plant in Alabama, and the label reads PU Truce.
Comment of the evening so far.
That was wonderful.
I think the overall theme from everybody is don't do that.
Yeah, and I guess and it almost speaks to like a bigger question, like, how do I get into, that level of like wine buying and tasting and stuff like that? I don't know, if you've got like a really awesome like wine shop or like an awesome restaurant with a great list, like get to be friends with the somm there, and I'm sure they know somebody who knows somebody, but like, yeah. All I saw was Jeff in the comment. Let me read this. You talk.
Jim says thanks to us, he found a 1974 bottle of Petrus at auction. So.
Yeah. Talk to JVB.
So just don't do it. Don't buy one.
Don't do it.
If you really have $3,000 to spend, though, welikedrinking.com/wine.
Hey, would you like to be part of my team? You can sell shakes and make more money.
All right. Moving on. We've got some stuff to talk about, and I have no idea how it's gonna go, but let's get to. Nope. God damn it. Let's get to booze news, where we discuss interesting, noteworthy, or sometimes you know what we do. It's really more often that last one. And I don't think we're going to break that streak this week. So, John Ruyak.
Dateline somewhere. For the first time since 1983, AB InBev is not going to spend any ad dollars for its flagship beer, Budweiser, during the super big game.
The big game.
The big game. Their reasoning is, and they've joined Pepsi and Coke in this, and they're not doing this, is that they're going to redirect all of that money towards vaccination awareness efforts. Couple of questions. What do you think a vaccination awareness effort is? And do we really care?
You know, I do.
Do we really care that Budweiser's not going to be in have an ad during the super big game?
Why can't we say Super Bowl?
Oh my God!
Great. Now I got this to deal with.
Super Bowl, Super Bowl, Super Bowl.
That's coming out of your paycheck, Solomon.
Okay. Oh, I'm still waiting for my first one.
It's in the mail.
$1 out of zero. Look, I will start with this. Obviously, you know, and I'm waiting for my slow internet to pull the article back up because there are some specific things I want to mention, but I do know that in the week prior to the Super Bowl, they're running commercials about how Budweiser is supporting vaccine awareness. To go to what you're saying, John, like, yes, that is a commercial. That's exactly what that is, you know. So that's part of it that I'm kind of like, you know, it's nice. They're saying all the money that they would have put towards this, they're going to put towards, you know, promoting people getting vaccines, which I think people should. In California today, they just rolled out a new state website to like register your name, where they'll actually like ping you when vaccines are specifically available to you.
Good for you, California. We've had that in New Mexico for 6 weeks.
Oh, well, look at you. I'm the only one on the show that has the vaccine because I'm a healthcare.
Yeah, well, I've had it and I'm immune, so yeah.
You should still get it anyways. That's why they're doing the campaign. Yeah. True story.
What do you think, Ed?
I do find it interesting that, yeah, okay, they're not going to run ads for Budweiser. They still are going to run ads for Bud Light, Michelob Ultra, Bud Seltzer, something else. And Pepsi is, I don't even think Pepsi's doing it for the vaccine, are they? They're doing it because they're pumping all the money into their halftime show, and they're still having commercials for Mountain Dew. And I mean,
yeah. That's the part, and I'm so pissed because that's what I was trying to pull up on my phone, is you still get your Bud Light Seltzer, lemonade, Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer. You still get all of those commercials.
Wait, Michelob Ultra Organic Seltzer?
Yep.
Yeah, I believe
it's got a green label on it. It's about the size of your index finger. Yep.
It must have certified color.
Yep.
But like, and I just have to say this: who is this from? This is from the Associated Press. But you know, I guess what's weird, you know, the two writers here for this, May Anderson and Deanne Durbin, who did, you know, a lot of interesting information in there, but they're talking about how, you know, all these companies are kind of walking this tightrope. They're like, you know, in order to get an ad into the Super Bowl, you know, you're filming these in the fall, and you know, during the middle of a pandemic, when you're trying to line up a shoot, you don't even know if you're going to be able to film on the day that you're planning to film, and then it's the middle of a presidential election, and you don't know who's gonna win, and all this stuff, and you know, people are going to be in a different kind of mood and everything. That's like, dude, no one really gives a shit about your commercial. Like, I swear to you, like after the age of 12, I stopped being the person that went, hey, did you see that commercial? Or like, wow, that commercial really pissed me off. Too soon. Not during a pandemic should you be airing a commercial during the Super Bowl, as if that's any different of a tightrope as commercials that were aired during the NFC Championships this last weekend. Like, get over yourselves, corporations. Like, that's the stupidest thing. You throw $5.5 million at a 30-second slot, and you're like, I'm concerned. I hope the tone hits right. Fuck you. You're just throwing money around. Nobody cares. Nobody ever sits there after an insensitive commercial from AB InBev and goes, wow, you know, that corporation really took it too far. They're not very sensitive. Like, of course, like, it's just it's just a dumbass conversation. It's just stupid. And it's just stupid. A press release. Hey, everybody, letting you know we're not doing a commercial. By the way, the We Like Drinking podcast has never had a Super Bowl commercial. We don't put out press releases about that. Okay, that one time. But we don't put out press releases about it. So kudos to fucking TikTok, who's sliding in to take a slot. That'll be great.
TikTok slide into the DMs of the Super Bowl. That's
maybe GoDaddy extends their commercial to a minute, and then fucking Squarespace buys out 30 more podcasts ads. I don't hear enough Squarespace ads. How else am I going to build a website without Squarespace?
Can I ask one follow-up question?
This is what I need. I want to watch just one game without a commercial from USAA, because my 1-year-old son, who can't even speak in complete sentences, goes around the house going, USAA. I don't need that shit.
What's the follow-up, John?
Aren't you going to just miss a little bit the fact that Budweiser is usually the commercial that yanks a heartstring?
They could go yank something else if you know what I mean. Oh, Clydesdale.
Watch it.
Fucking clumpers over at AB InBev.
I don't know. This is one of those things. This feels so disingenuous because of they're still running 27 ads throughout the Super Bowl for something else, but they're not airing their flagship to make people aware of COVID.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Has anybody ever been like anybody, if they never said anything, and then you see, you know, it goes through and you see like the fucking Bud Light commercial and the Bud Light seltzer commercial, does anybody at the end go, geez, you know, I really feel like we were missing Budweiser advertising like that? And fucking, I'm sorry, Pepsi, we just, you know, we didn't feel like the time was right to advertise, except we're sponsoring the whole halftime show.
Yeah.
and disingenuous for sure. I mean, vaccine awareness. Open a darn vaccine center and pay for it and man the thing and get 25,000 people vaccinated.
Yeah.
Then we'll believe what the fuck you're telling us.
What could they with that if they had taken that probably what 15, $20 million and done that? Like, hey, you know what? We're gonna go to
they're in St. Louis. Vaccinate the fucking city of St. Louis.
For the leading into the Super Bowl, we're going to vaccinate this many people with that money. Not and
vaccine awareness.
For serious. If somebody isn't aware there's a vaccine at this point, you're not going to get them with the Super Bowl ad. All right. Well,
I'm sorry. And one last thing.
We kind of went off the rails in the anger there.
Coca-Cola, and I know Coca-Cola never made a big announcement like, hey, everybody, we're just want to let everybody know we're not advertising in the Super Bowl this year. Even though they didn't make that announcement, I'm still going to give them shit, right? Because Coca-Cola not advertising in the Super Bowl, according to what I'm reading in this article from the Associated Press, it's because their sales went way down because they sell most of their products in stadiums and movie theaters and stuff like that. I would be shedding a tear for Coca-Cola, except they're taking all the money that they would have used for a fucking ad in the Super Bowl, and they're making Coca-Cola coffee. So fuck you, Coca-Cola.
Hey man, they spent a year.
They're trying to obfuscate my coffee space.
A year.
This is my quiet time. This is my this is my me time.
A year it took them to make that. All right.
Who are the ad wizards that came up with this one?
Tastes like Coke, finishes like coffee.
Would you like some cream
like Coke? Smooth like Coca-Cola out of a gigantic McDonald's straw. So
I do like
the coffee up immediately.
So listeners, like our show notes, we have this section devoted to booze news, and in it, everybody. Okay, let's be real. John and Jeff Eccles put in news stories in that section of the show, and Jeff Solomon doesn't. So then
I read them, so you don't have to.
We go start the show. We get ready to start the show tonight. We're like, all right, what are we going to talk about? What are we going to talk about? Jeff Solomon says, there's this Coke with coffee. This is a stupid story. We're not going to talk about that. And then we get into the show.
And he steals your headline.
He steals it for his own gratification.
Very sneaky.
All right, we got one more.
On to the Lagunitas IPNA. And by the way, our friend Ryan Hannigan from Focus on the Beer.
Yeah.
I saw him tasting the IPNA on like a little video series he did. And I've had this already, and so I will concur that there's a similarity in the mouthfeel of the IPNA and the Hop Refresher hop water. Like they've got this similar like high acidic profile to it, which is it's nice. This is a quaffable thing. It's not, well, it's not the most flavor.
If it's NA, I mean, it was probably a pretty lightly brewed beer, meaning that it was brewed to be very fermentable, and then you run it through a machine, and there are alcohol extraction machines, so you're not going to have a whole lot of body in that beer anyway. That would be my guess.
It's thin, but it's still got, I think they made up for it with the carbonation level. Like it's like steam beer carbonation level to like give you some of that impression. Like this is like in the glass, it's just like pillowing up there.
Yeah, all the brewing magazines we get nowadays have advertisements for alcohol extraction apparatus. They're pretty spendy.
It's funny, because we were talking about this about a year ago, I feel like.
JVB says your liver is an alcohol extraction.
So they did, we were talking about how the rise of the NA was upon us. And then I think, COVID kind of hit, and I think everybody was like, give me the hard stuff. But I think, so I think it might be a little bit delayed, but it really does seem to be like a big push, especially with dry January or whatever you want to call it. We'll see if we get into February, if it continues to be kind of a trending thing, or if we get back to the leaded stuff and shift back away from the unleaded for some people.
Well, when you're health conscious like I am, it just makes sense. It just makes sense, everybody.
All right. I don't know if we have time to talk about this next. We'll talk about this one quickly, although I don't think this is a quick conversation. I think this is in New York City. They are piloting an autonomous contactless beer delivery system. You may be asking how that's possible. That's possible by Arnold Schwarzenegger coming to kill us all. Because it's robots. They have robots that are going to be delivering beer contactless in the New York area, and they're looking to expand this beyond. I don't even remember the name of the company. I'm not going to go look it up. Just know that it's a thing. There's so many thoughts on this.
Just have this vision of when the machine goes haywire, like you're not home. And so it just keeps pounding on the door until it breaks it. Then it just
I'm waiting for it to veer into traffic and cause a pile up.
So to describe the way that these robots look, it looks like your standard large cooler.
Yep.
On wheels.
Yep.
With a radio antenna coming out of it. It travels a whopping 4.5 miles per hour.
That is faster than the average American walks.
Not me.
But
here's the thing. So unless you live in a big city that is wheelchair accessible, you're not getting it anytime soon from these robots.
Aaron says Budweiser, brought to you by Skynet. I think that may be the name of the episode. Aaron, we may steal that for the name of this episode. Just they
have beer for James Conner.
They piloted this and it must have worked out well, and so now they're going to go on to it. Like my big problem with this, and let's just say they're unmarked robots. There's not a whole lot of beer inside, get out of the way. There's not a whole lot of big descriptors as to what they're, but I think the general gist of what's in it is going to get out pretty soon. And there's a story about the dude that is arrested recently after stealing cases of beer from 7 liquor stores, convenience stores. I mean, I see a robot, cooler sized, rolling down the street, beep doop doppin', its way to it might. I'm just saying it might get there empty. I'm just saying that might happen.
I'm thinking
I swear there's a handle on the top
400 pounds. You need to make these things weigh 400 pounds so that they're not just getting picked up and run off with down the sidewalk. I swear
there's a handle on the top. So it's going one way. You see it down the street. You just pick it up and start walking the other way.
Just open it.
My biggest fear, I'm certain it's locked. My biggest fear is for the person who doesn't know that these things exist and they happen to be walking home to the same apartment building where it's being delivered, and this dude's just freaking out like, there's a fucking cooler chasing me. Like, this is the zombie robot apocalypse. That I swear to you, I'm saying this not to be light or anything, but real deal. Somebody's gonna end up like killing themselves when they start freaking out that there's like a robot cooler chasing them to their house. Somebody's gonna dive into traffic to avoid it, and it's gonna be a shame. And the blood's gonna be on your hands, creators of the 4.5 mile per hour beer delivering robot. That's on you.
And it's gonna be really sad when they find out it was delivering some fucking Budweiser lemonade seltzer.
Dude, I would totally surf one of those though. He's fucking like Teen Wolf.
All right. I mean, if we touched on everything we need to tonight, I think we hit the high points.
You go by the hardware store and someone's like, isn't that your son surfing on top of a robot cooler?
How long till one of those robots comes back graffitied? I mean, it's really
Tagged.
All right.
Then it has another delivery on the wrong side of town. Like rival gang just fucking beats the shit out of it.
We gotta have Bloods and Crips different
Somebody
delivery.
fucking writes, yeah. Somebody puts a 13 on it on the way up, goes into 14 neighborhood, boom. Last call. Imagine if I'd have been drinking on this episode.
Right? Holy crap! I think my robot's almost here, so it's time to get out of here. John Riak, if the folks want to follow us on social media or tag random robots that are driving by, where can they do so, or what can they tag it with?
I just think I have to make a comment. I just think it's interesting that about a year ago you would be terrified to ask me to do this segment, but because I would screw it up every single time, right? Follow us on the socials. Twitter, that's We Like Drinking 1, the numeral 1. Instagram is just We Like Drinking, that's it. The cool place where everybody wants to hang out and talk and chat and all that stuff is our private Facebook group called The Tavern. That's welikedrinking.com/tavern. If you're not in it, send us an invitation or send us a join request. We'll say yes. Unless you're a Kansas City Chiefs fan.
It's been awesome lately because so many people are posting in there, and it's like every day of the week is a roll call anymore. It's getting if you're ever thirsty or want to share a drink, the tavern really is a place to go. Jeff,
by the way, somebody in the chat right now invited. I don't know how many of your friends you invited, Rhett, but I accepted 39 people into the tavern through your invitation. So thank you.
Rhett.
Yeah, man.
Fired it up.
Look at Rhett. Jeff Solomon, if the folks have some thoughts on the show or beer robots or halftime shows, where can they go to comment or vent?
Yo, all the cool kids that are watching us now on YouTube, leave a comment below, give us a thumbs up, like that son of a beat. Well, I guess that means the same thing. Make sure that you subscribe and watch us live every Tuesday night, as you ought to do, around 7:30-ish Pacific standard. We're in standard time. Yeah, but in the summer it's daylight time. But anyways, it's a lot easier if you hit the dingy ding on the bell and then but yeah, leave a comment there. And for those of y'all downloading on a weekly basis, listening to us when you're not really like driving anywhere, but maybe you're walking around your house, you don't want to listen to your kids, I feel you. Go ahead and look at your phone. Go ahead and leave a 5-star review with a wonderful comment about your favorite non-alcoholic beverage, because this is the place where we talk about non-alcoholic beverages.
Huh? What have I been doing for the last 5.5 years?
Right?
6.
Oh,
Yeah,
we're-
I still don't know why you guys are on my show.
we're last week would have been 6. We're in week 6 now.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Turn a new leaf.
The hell. And if you've done all that and you're looking to do more, consider becoming an Uber supporter of the show. These are the top of the toppiest by becoming a Patreon. Visit welikedrinking.com/pledge to find out how, for as little as $1 a month, you can help support the drinking habits of John, Jeff, or Jeff. In the arms of... You can also find the show notes for this episode with all links to the stories or mentions we have at welikedrinking.com/episodes. All right. Episode. And now, that was a fun show, guys. But we've reached the time of the show where I get to say, okay, panel, let's take one last trip around this table and get some final thoughts before we shut off the lights. John Ruyak.
So I don't want to be Debbie Downer, but I want to bring people back to earth a little bit. I'm 58 years old. When I was 11 years old, I watched a very special thing happen in 1974. Hank Aaron hit 715. We lost Hammer and Hank this past week. He was a bit of a hero of mine growing up. And to have an African-American, a black man, break the most hallowed record in American sports, 715 home runs, was a special day in America. And when you look back at it, if you look at the back of his baseball card, the dude was a true gentleman through and through, just a true gentleman through and through, but a model of consistency. He hit 715 home runs and went on to hit 755, but he never hit 50 home runs. He hit 35 to 40 home runs for 20 straight years. The dude was phenomenal. And quick fact, right-handed hitter, but when he was growing up, he learned how to hit a baseball by hitting bottle caps with a broomstick by swinging that stick with his left hand over his right.
Whoa.
That's how he got so strong. That's how he got such strong wrists. The dude just flicked the ball out of the park. He didn't hit monstrous home runs. He just put them over the wall. He just went, choop, and off it went. Miss you, Hank. What an American.
Well said, John. Jeff Solomon.
Yeah. It's weird because I actually wanted to talk about death also, which is not something I look forward to doing. I found out today that recently, like within the last couple of days, 21-year-old skateboarder for Santa Cruz skateboarders. You see, I'm wearing my Santa Cruz skateboard shirt. Henry Gartlin died. And I know probably a lot of folks weren't familiar with who he was, but if you go look him up, just look up some video clips of Henry Gartlin. You know, one of the reasons why I love skateboarding is like I love seeing human beings do things that just don't seem like it's possible, and they make those things possible. And watching that dude at 21 years old, and like, you know, he'd been a well-known AM for a while, and in skateboarding, an AM actually means like Santa Cruz Skateboards paid him a salary. He just didn't have a professional board out. But to watch that guy just like risk life and limb, just take slams all the time, and just get up and just laugh and just do it again and again and again and again because he wanted to make them perfect. It's just a beautiful thing to see. There's a lot of things going around in terms of like how he died. A lot of people are thinking that it was most likely a suicide. And so I do think it's important in general. People, if you're ever feeling suicidal thoughts, reach out to somebody. Suicide is not an ending point. Somebody feeling suicidal doesn't mean that they have to die. And you can actually get better. So reach out. It takes a call 911 if you have to. That's the easiest number. If it's an imminent thing, but if you're just having feelings like that, like take a second to look up stuff and it's out there. So yeah, rest in peace, Henry.
Absolutely.
And also, this beer is fantastic.
Even if there's no alcohol in it.
Yeah.
And with that, I'll say thanks again for joining us at the We Like Drinking podcast.
Where you'll never drink alone.
Going for the minor 7 harmony there.
Hey, everybody watching, thank you so much. I know it's late for everybody. We appreciate you guys showing up each and every week. We love it, love it, love it. Give me 1 second.
Bonus thing real quick before you get off of YouTube, right?
Yeah, I'm holding on.
For everybody who listened to the bitter end, because you'll know it, our listeners our listeners who download on Friday, it'll be too late. But Thursday, the 28th this week at 11 a.m. Pacific time, Pliny the Younger, for the second time ever, will be available through mail order. If you live in the state of California, you have to buy it within a mixed pack from Russian River Brewing, limited to one person per valid email address in a household. Go get it.
I thought they were doing wider release than that.
Not for Pliny the Younger. That's the one that people are waiting all around because they don't want people huddling up and waiting in lines. But they do like a just enough. They make just enough to sell out locally within 2 weeks.
I get it, Rhett.
So, and for everybody watching, next week, we are going to have Alex Holman with Notre Vu Winery on the show. So we will see you all next week. Love you all.
Thanks,
Bye,
folks.
everyone.